I was at the New School in New York. I had just come into my office and was reorganizing my briefcase to go out of my office to go downtown to Wall Street near the Twin Towers.
My watch had broken, and I needed a watch for, for class. I thought it'd be good to have a watch, so I was prepared to go down to this sort of discount place, literally opposite the World Trade Center.
I was in my car, just turning on 23rd Street onto the West Side Drive, and I had just heard on the radio that a plane had hit the World Trade Center.
And I looked up and I saw the second plane coming right over my head, but I could see the smoke from the first plane, and then I saw it hit. I saw the plane hit the building.
I don't know what stopped me. I was actually on my way to the subway. I had put my clothes in. I thought I'd just run down and run back. And I said, I better wait. I don't know why. So I walked away from the subway. If I hadn't, it was exactly the time that it happened.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen, that this plane was going in, and why was this plane going in? And then watching it and suddenly being told, oh my God, there's a second plane coming in, and seeing it.
I remember most about it that I thought for a second I was watching a movie. That maybe I just had a bad dream, and if I stood still, I shook my head or something, I'd wake up.
As I left the city and went up towards Massachusetts, of course, it seemed as if the whole world was collapsing. There was no traffic on the roads, and it was very, very eerie.
Every American can tell you, I think, exactly what they were doing when 9/11 happened. And I think that's even more acute for members of the intelligence community. You know, above the CIA's Counterterrorist Center, there's a sign that says, today is September 12th, 2001.
And the fact that so much of it was caught on television, you know, it was not just hearing about a tragedy. You could watch it over and over again, and you could see different angles of the buildings as they were hit or coming down, and the human drama, watching the bodies falling off the building. It was just quite extraordinary, almost like reality television, but it was just reality.
I've never smelled air that included the aroma of burnt bodies before. That is a strange and chilling sort of thing. It made me think of all the bombing that I've ever heard about.
The thing is, Americans didn't see Pearl Harbor. They read reports about Pearl Harbor. And reading something is very different than seeing something.
Watching the Twin Towers crumble like that, it was just unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. And I'm not a New Yorker. I've only been to New York a couple times, so I can't even imagine what it did for them or what it did to them. But just being someone, a West Coast person, who saw this on TV, I mean, it really induced a sense of disbelief. I couldn't believe it.
Seeing people that it must have walked, that had been in that area, people covered with the white dust, you know, walking through the neighborhood and stuff.
My niece was at Yale at the time, and her best friend was at Harvard, and they came racing into the city to look for the friend's father, who was one of the people who died in 9/11. But there were millions of stories like that we were hearing from friends, and friends isolated in New York City because of the ash.
I think we were very much aware that we were living through a historic moment. We didn't know how things were going to change, but you knew from the moment that second plane hit the World Trade Center that everything you'd been doing up until then was about to be changed rather dramatically.